Hey, it's Kori Akemi, and today we're going to talk about loving yourself unconditionally. We're going to discuss topics like making peace with your past, forgiving yourself and others, and how to stop looking for validation from other people. I'm really excited to talk about all these things today, so let's begin. It is so important to make peace with your past. I think the reason why a lot of people have a hard time moving forward today is because they've categorized themselves as a bad person. It's almost like you write yourself off before you even give yourself a chance to make yourself better or change your life. You've already categorized yourself as the person who doesn't know how to work hard, or you've already made so many mistakes in your life that you can never recover, or you've already labeled yourself as somebody who is just sad and you're never going to be able to change your life. A lot of people already give up before they can even move forward, and I want you to know a big part of loving yourself unconditionally is making peace with your past. You are not your past. You are not your past mistakes. And just because you've made some mistakes or maybe made some poor choices in your life doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You just made a mistake. And I want you to go back in time to that moment when you've made some poor choices in your life. You were probably doing that because you had to survive, or you were doing the best that you could at that time. So I think it's really important to be compassionate to yourself and to know that if you could redo everything again today, you wouldn't be making those choices. You would not make those same choices, and I think that's really important. So remember, you are not your past mistakes. You get to choose who you want to be right now and moving forward. That is what matters. Another thing that I want to talk about is shame. I think, let's just say that this is not a mistake that you made, but maybe somebody treated you poorly and it has affected you for the rest of your life. And I believe a lot of people are ashamed because of how somebody treated them, or they are ashamed of their environment, or they are ashamed of how people treated them, or they are ashamed of a negative experience that happened to them. So they were victims of something, and there's shame in being a victim of a negative event or a negative experience. And I want you to know that you don't have to be ashamed. Love yourself. And this may sound strange, but it's almost like you have to love your negative event or make peace with it in order for you to love yourself unconditionally, and to realize that the people who were mean to you, who said nasty things to you, who maybe spread negative rumors about you, I don't know, whatever it is, they were broken on the inside. What mean people are mean to other people. Broken people like to break other people down. So have compassion for the people who were mean to you, because they were not in the right mind. There's something missing within them, and that's why they tried to break you down. In a sense, you have to have compassion and empathy for the people that were mean to you or that caused you harm in some way, and to know that their broken pieces or their brokenness or their nastiness is not for you anymore. You get to let that go. And I think that's what I really want people to know, is that you don't have to be ashamed of a negative experience that you went through. It is not your fault. I know earlier I talked about you are not your past mistakes that you made. But what if somebody was mean to you and it changed your life forever? Or you went through a negative experience or a negative whatever it was, and now it affected you for the rest of your life. I think the reason people have a hard time moving forward from negative experiences that were inflicted on them is because they are ashamed that it happened to them in the first place. The next part to loving yourself unconditionally is to let go of anger. If you're angry at yourself for a mistake that you made, and you're just so frustrated and mad at allowing people to treat you a certain way, or you're mad at that you got yourself in a situation, or you're just mad at yourself in general, let go of anger, because that anger is really going to prevent you from moving forward in your life. If you're angry, shift your energy to compassion, whatever it is. If you're mad at somebody, mad at something, mad at yourself, find a way to be compassionate and empathetic towards you. And once you can become more compassionate towards yourself, it's going to help you figure out a way, come up with a plan to move yourself forward. But anger alone, just being angry and just kind of stewing in anger, that's not going to get you anywhere. So figure out a way to let go of anger. Another thing that I want to say is to forgive people that hurt you. A lot of the times you are never going to get that apology from that person that hurt you. It's just not going to happen because the person who hurt you doesn't even know that they did or doesn't even care. So you're never going to get the I'm sorry from somebody. You're never going to get the I'm sorry from somebody. So don't allow somebody to hold you hostage for the rest of your life. If you're waiting for that I'm sorry, you're basically allowing someone to have power over you and over your life. So don't wait for that apology. Forgive them anyway. Forgive them in your mind, your body, and your soul. And I know it's easier said than done because when you're really mad or hurt by somebody else, it can be really hard to forgive that person, but do what you got to do. If you've got to journal, if you got to go on a run, if you really got to work on this for the next month or year or however long, depending upon whatever it was, it may take you longer time to forgive somebody, but do what you got to do to forgive that person. Even if it means that you got to stand in front of the mirror and imagine that you're talking to that person and you got to say it out loud. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Whatever you got to do, do that just so that you can move yourself forward and you can be at peace with who you are right now. Because once you can find that peace within yourself and peace for yourself, right? Not within yourself, but you can have that peace, love, and compassion and empathy for you. It's really funny. Once you find peace within yourself and you have a lot of empathy towards yourself in the situation, it's almost like you can forgive other people. It's interesting because it's a funny thing, how forgiveness works. Once you can forgive somebody who hurt you, the amount of empathy and compassion that will fill your soul is just amazing. It's going to change your life. It's just going to shift your energy. That anger, that frustration that you held in your body is going to be gone. You're going to release it because you realize when you can really embody forgiving somebody else, once you do it and you do it authentically, you don't just say, I forgive you. That's not a genuine, that's fake, right? Once you really forgive somebody, mind, body, and soul, it's the amount of love that's just going to flow through you and the compassion and empathy that you're going to have for yourself is going to be so worth it. So do whatever you have to do to genuinely forgive somebody else. Journal. Like I said before, look at yourself in the mirror and imagine that you're apologizing to that person. And until you get to the point when you really can forgive and have compassion and empathy for that person who harmed you, it's going to just change your life. So please forgive yourself and forgive other people. The last part to loving yourself unconditionally is to stop looking for outside validation from other people. If you are in a transitional phase in your life right now, be proud of the fact that you are in the transitional phase of your life. A lot of people struggle with this. I find that in society today, everybody's only proud of the end result. They share it on Facebook, they share it on Instagram. Yeah, I bought a brand new car. I'm buying a house, blah, blah, blah. That's the only time when people share their accomplishments. And I think it's really important to be proud of the fact that you're in process, that you're trying to figure your life out. That is something equally to be proud of as well. And if you are in a transitional phase of your life, that is when you are the most vulnerable because you are probably seeking outside validation from other people. But I want to remind you, if you're in the transitional phase, don't seek validation from other people. Validate yourself first before you start asking for other people's opinions. Be proud of the fact that you are figuring your life out. Be proud of the fact that you don't know who you are, but you're open to learning and discovering. Be proud of the fact that you're trying to piece yourself back together after a breakup. Be proud of that too. And when you can claim that and you can stand in that and you can openly say to people, if people were to say things like, so how are you doing? You can say things like, oh yeah, I'm trying to figure my life out. And you can say it with a smile, you can kind of claim it, or at least you can say it in your head and you can be proud of that and happy with that. Then you can start asking for outside opinions, or you can start asking for getting more information on how you're going to move your life forward. Because if you are going to try to move your life forward from a place of insecurity, from a place of you feel like you're not good enough right now, or you're not proud of who you are right now in the moment, and the fact that you're in a transitional phase of your life, you are going to make the wrong decisions for yourself. So I wanted to say this about stop looking for validation because I think the more common thing to say about, stop looking for other people to validate who you are. You are enough. I'm sure a lot of you watching this already know that, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about validation when you are in a weak moment in your life. When you are in that transitional phase, you're very vulnerable to outside opinions that may not be very helpful for you because you're just chasing the validation. You're not actually centering yourself first and then making a decision for yourself. So that's what I want to remind you. I really want to say this because I think what I'm saying right now is going to help a lot of people make better choices for themselves. So don't look for outside validation. Get clear about who you are and where you are right now, and then you can ask for other people's opinions. Okay? Thanks for watching. For more Transform Your Life videos, please like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Kori Akemi. Until next time, bye.